Hello, we're here at the Collaborative Innovation event, and I've got a prize winner, actually, from one of the X Prizes that was recently run, the Wendy Schmidt Oil Cleanup X Prize. We've got Stewart Ellis, who is representing Elastec American Marine, which is the winner of that prize, and we'll spend the next couple minutes getting to know a little bit about why they participated, what their solution was, and what this prize has done for them as a small business. So I'm Jenn Gustetic. I'm the Prizes and Challenges Program Executive for NASA, and I'll let Stewart introduce himself.
Thank you. Yeah, my name's Stewart Ellis. I work for a company called Elastec American Marine. We're a relatively small manufacturing company based in Illinois.
Great. So we'll start off with pretty basic question, which is this whole concept of prize competitions is pretty new to a lot of people, especially small businesses or large businesses that haven't seen many of these out. So my first question to you is, have you ever, as a company or you personally, heard of or participated in prizes before this X Prize?
Well, we're in competition daily for sales, of course, but we haven't participated in such a prize before. It's a relatively new thing in our industry. We're in the oil spill industry. We're in the business of making machinery that goes out there and cleans up oil spills on the ocean. And so when this prize came along, it was quite intriguing to us. We thought it's something that we could do well in, so we decided to give it a shot.
Great. Well, can you tell us a little bit more about what this particular X Prize was?
Yeah, sure. The challenge was to pick up oil off the surface of the ocean. It had been perceived that after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill that there could be a move forward in the technology. So the great folks at the X Prize Foundation came up with a challenge, and that challenge basically was to be able to pick up 2,500 gallons a minute of oil from the surface of the water with a minimum of 70% efficiency. So you mustn't pick up too much water with that oil.
Great. So then why did you guys compete if you hadn't participated in a prize before? What was it about this prize that made you compete, and how did you hear about it?
Well, we heard about it at a conference. There are oil spill conferences that happen around the United States and internationally. We decided to compete. Obviously, there was a financial reward to be had from winning the prize. There would be considerable benefits in terms of prestige for the company. We did have some technology that we were looking at developing anyway. So we had in mind to do some R&D, to do some testing. But what the prize itself did for us was accelerate that whole process. So it gave us access to large testing facilities where they put a lot of oil on the surface of a very long tank in Leonardo, New Jersey. This tank is 600 feet long. They put an inch of oil across the whole tank.
Wow. And
then 10 teams came from around the world to compete, and their target was to be able to pick up oil at a minimum 2,500 gallons a minute.
Wow.
And we won the competition. We managed to pick up 4,700 gallons a minute and nearly 90% efficiency.
So what was the target that the competition was trying to get at, and how well did you guys do against the target?
Well, they set the target quite high. The highest recorded recovery rate prior to this had been around, I believe, 1,200 gallons a minute. So when they set the target, they said, well, we'll double that and see who can step up to the challenge. And we actually quadrupled the previous highest recorded recovery rate.
Wow.
So it was quite an amazing step forward in the technology, which we're now developing and bringing to market. So we hope to benefit from that and secure the future of Elastec.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about how you approached identifying your technology solution, whether or not you used previous research or if this was completely new out of the box? How did you approach this problem? You obviously have expertise in this area because this is largely your business, but how is it that you approached solving this particular technology challenge for the way that they've scoped the goals?
Well, we have a lot of engineers and hands-on folks that have been looking at this problem for many years, but we also had a collaboration in-house with the University of California, Santa Barbara. There was a lady there by the name of Victoria Broge, and she had done a thesis on how to improve oil recovery devices. So we're already licensing some of these ideas from the university. So we had an idea to take one of those and develop it even further. So with that scientific support from the university, which was a very important tie-up for us, we were able to engineer the solution.
So what would you say that, in hindsight, the benefits were to participating in this competition? Obviously, in addition to the prize purse itself, which, how much was the prize purse? How much did you walk away with?
I didn't personally walk
your
away.
company.
The company walked away with $1 million.
Oh, great. Well, what were the other benefits you found in addition to the money?
I think I should put a little caveat there and say that the company also spent a large amount of money developing and in-house testing this very large machine so that we could compete. So there are some costs to competing on this particular challenge. The benefits for our company are, of course, that we get some fantastic testing. You know, we got some great data. We're now able to take that result, go and develop commercial versions of this technology. We were just actually back at the same test facility last week, running more tests on our own dime, so to speak, on a smaller, more user-friendly version. And we're hoping to sell lots of them around the world.
Great. I heard earlier when you spoke, you talk about the value just in the test itself. So in the competition, when the 10 finalists were coming to the tank and demonstrating their different technologies, that there was valuable data that you even got out of that activity. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, not just the prize purse, but the activity of competing, what that presented to you as well in terms of an opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, it really got the company focused. The best analogy I can give is like creating a NASCAR team from scratch. So we had to pull all of the different sides of our company together. So we had to get the production folks building, equipment, sourcing materials. We had to make sure that everything was, ready and prepared and on site when we needed it to be. The competition was very fairly run. It was, again, like taking your car down the racetrack. What you brought is what you tested, and it took a lot of preparation, a lot of time, and I think the guys that really put in the effort showed the result in the test that they got.
Speaking of time, how much time did you have?
The whole competition ran for about 15 months. I think by the time we had been shortlisted in the final 10, we had something like 6 months to build this machine.
Wow.
And test it. So it wasn't very long.
Is that quick compared to typically how you would build a machine like this?
Oh yeah, I mean, normal development cycle for a new piece of oil skimming equipment might be 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
So with the X Prize, it accelerated the whole process, and of course we got a lot of publicity out of the win and acceptance of our technology. So I think it's going to go a long way towards helping our company help improve the technology for cleaning up oil spills, which is very important.
So is it safe to say that you guys would have developed this anyway, this just helped you do it quicker?
There was definitely the idea, there was definitely the seed. So yes, I think we would have got there in time, but this provided a real impetus to get on with the job and come up with this better mousetrap.
So then what would you say in hindsight makes a good / attractive competition for someone to decide to participate in? So when you looked at this particular prize competition, what made this one that was attractive to you, given it was in your industry? But what else do you think really makes, you mentioned before the transparency and the fairness. Are there other pieces that you think would inform decisions in the future for you as a participant and whether or not you might choose to participate in a prize as a competitor?
I think there has to be a realistic goal. If the goal is too lofty, then I think a lot of people would shy away and say, well, we're just not going to be able to do that. But if it's something that is in the realms of possibility, then I think that goes a long way. Because you have to sit back and analyze and say, well, I, as an entrepreneur, I as a company, I'm going to invest my time and energy and money into building this mousetrap. Am I going to be able to get close to what they're looking for? So having an achievable goal is quite important. And then it has to have synergy with what you're doing anyway, I believe, as a company. So it fortunately ticked a lot of those boxes for us, and so we were very pleased to be shortlisted and to compete and to ultimately win.
Yeah. So as a company that's largely making decisions for what you're going to be investing in the future for technology advancement, did this decision to participate in this prize kind of follow similar to other decision-making processes in your company? So you say, I'm either going to invest in R&D there, or I'm going to work towards this problem, or I'm going to go after this prize and spend that money. Was it a new decision-making kind of method that you used to say, we're going to participate in this prize, or was it, just a new way to direct your efforts?
I wouldn't say it was necessarily new, no, because the owners of the company, the two gentlemen, they've built their business up from basically a garage in Illinois. So they are by nature risk takers. So to be able to move their company forward, they have to take some fairly large risks from time to time. So it's within their mindset to do things like this. So this isn't totally foreign to us, and for sure we will go on and do other great things. Our company was involved with the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, and we played a large role in that cleanup too. So we come from a background of entrepreneurs and risk takers. Yeah.
Great. Another question just about the competition itself. When you think about the nature of having 10 teams together, and I know that earlier in one of the sessions, one of the individuals from X Prize mentioned that for the automotive X Prize, they gave teams the ability to leverage garage space for free, but it was shared garage space. So if they wanted to leverage that for free and not rent out private garage space, then there might be a notion that a guy from another team could peek at their vehicle and see what their vehicle was doing and share some kind of lessons learned across, and they kind of forced some team collaborations. I'm curious what the team-to-team dynamics were like in the prize that you worked on. Was it something that you felt that was pretty separate, everyone worked separately, or were there any kind of collaborative dynamics going on there as well?
I would say it was quite adversarial.
Very competitive.
Very competitive. The opposite was true. There is commercially speaking, quite a lot to be gained by winning this prize. So there were a mixture of, our industry isn't the hugest of industries, but there were 3 or 4 fairly large companies competing with some innovators from the fishing industry, from your garage mechanic type backgrounds. So they probably would be more open towards that sort of approach, but I think the big companies, we probably invested $500,000 ourselves in our prize entry. So you want to play that fairly close to your chest.
There was a lot at stake.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's next for you and the results that you generated from this particular X Prize competition?
Well, we won the prize. The machinery, the principles, the concepts worked in a certain set of conditions. And now what we're doing is we are doing further development testing ourselves, and that was, the funding for that has been provided partially by the prize, of course. And we are expanding and learning about the capabilities of the equipment. So when we put it into the marketplace, we fully understand its capabilities. So that's what we're doing right now. We're getting pretty close to having a commercial version on the market. So we hope in a few months we'll be selling lots of these wonderful oil skimming machines.
Yeah, great.
In addition to the other ones we sell.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it. And thank you guys for letting us share with you some of the great results of the X Prize.
Thank you.